At first, the bird keeps its distance. A Red River Hog is pushing slowly through the wet forest floor, its long muzzle buried beneath fallen leaves. Every few steps, it stops, digs again, and sends another patch of damp debris sliding aside. But the bird is not watching the ground anymore. Look closely at the hog's ear. Along the dark skin beneath the pale ear tassel, small rounded shapes are packed into the folds. Some are barely larger than seeds. Others are swollen, darker, and much easier to see. They are hard ticks, and this hog is carrying far more than just one. The hog flicks its ear. For a moment, the movement exposes the skin underneath, and that is when the bird moves closer. There are easier meals nearby. The hog has already uncovered small insects while rooting through the wet soil. A beetle crawls from beneath a leaf. Something smaller moves inside a piece of rotten wood. For a little forest bird, following an animal this large can be useful. The hog does the heavy work. Its muzzle pushes through mud. Its feet disturb leaves. Its body brushes vegetation. And tiny animals that were hidden seconds earlier suddenly become visible. But today, there is another sort. The Red River Hog may not look especially dangerous while standing still, but this is a strong forest pig. A quick movement of the head is enough to send a bird retreating. So the first bird begins with the safest place it can find. The outer shoulder. A small tick sits exposed between the reddish hairs. The bird leans forward. One quick grip, one short pull. Gone. The tick disappears into its bill almost immediately. That changes everything. The bird begins searching more carefully. It works along the shoulder and lower neck, choosing parasites that are exposed and easy to reach. Another small tick, then another. Each feeding attempt lasts only a moment. The hog barely reacts. But the richest patch is not on the shoulder. It is closer to the ear, and that is where the risk begins to increase. Watch the bird now. It does not simply climb toward the largest parasite it can see. It waits. The hog lowers its head. Still, the bird takes one step higher. The skin twitches. It freezes. The hog moves again. The bird backs away. This is not a cleaning station where two animals have agreed to cooperate. For the bird, the hog is simply a moving source of opportunity. And opportunity can disappear in a second. When the hog becomes still again, the bird returns. Near the base of the ear, several ticks are packed into a narrow fold. Most are small, but one is different. It is noticeably rounder than the others. More swollen, more exposed, and probably a better meal. The problem is its position. To reach it, the bird has to move close to the hog's eye, ear, and muzzle. Would you risk getting that close for a single bite of food? The bird does. It steps higher along the neck. The second bird stays below. The hog remains motionless. For now. The bird reaches into the fold and closes its bill around the swollen tick. It pulls. Nothing. The parasite barely moves. The bird releases it, changes angle, tries again, still attached. This is the difference between picking up an insect from the forest floor and taking a feeding tick from living skin. The prey is not simply sitting there. It is anchored. The bird needs leverage. It grips the tick again and pulls backward. This time, the parasite shifts slightly. Then the hog's ear flicks. The bird lets go instantly. For several seconds, nothing happens. The hog keeps its head low. The bird watches. Then it goes back. A third attempt. The bill closes around the same tick, a firmer pull. The skin moves slightly around the attachment point. The tick begins to loosen, and just as the bird appears to be winning, the hog changes position. Its shoulder rises, its neck tightens, the ear snaps sideways. The bird opens its wings to stay balanced, and the tick finally comes free. For one brief second, the bird has the prize. Then it slips. The swollen tick drops through the reddish hair, strikes a wet root, and disappears into the dark leaf litter below. The second bird reacts immediately. Both birds jump toward the same spot. But the forest floor is full of cracks, moss, leaves, and mud. The tick is gone. A large reward has vanished in less than a second. But the birds do not keep searching for long. There are still smaller ticks on the hog, and those are much easier to reach. The first bird returns to the outer shoulder. Another exposed parasite is removed. Then the hog begins moving again. The birds leave the body and drop back to the ground. Within seconds, one of them is searching through the patch the hog has just disturbed. This is what makes the interaction more interesting than a simple cleaning scene. The birds are not dependent on only one type of food. A tick can be worth taking when the hog is still. A beetle may be easier when the hog is moving. A larva exposed beneath rotten wood may be safer than either. The birds keep switching between opportunities. The hog may receive some benefit as well. A few removed ticks mean fewer parasites feeding in places that are difficult to scratch. But look at the ear again. Most of them are still there. Deep behind the ear, beneath the jaw, inside protected folds. A handful of feeding birds cannot suddenly clear an entire parasite burden. And nature does not require the exchange to be perfectly balanced. The birds are here because they are finding food. The hog is tolerating them because the contact is small enough to ignore.